Dear, oh dear. Ouch. Wow, that was weird, man. Yeah, I'm here. That really freaked me out. Hello, Joy Love. So, we've been doing this for years, okay? So I have March 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 years. I've never had anything like that, okay? The whole of my broadcast software just crashed. I think I know what the problem is. I don't like admitting it, but my computer's starting to get old. And it's a good computer, but I pump a lot of stuff through this. So it's like I'm putting a lot of demands on my computer, okay? And I believe that what do they call it? The visuals, the video processing system, the processing cards are not the premium stuff that you would get on a $3,000 gaming computer, which is what I really need. So anyway, that's just how things are. So the whole broadcast software crashed. It took 5-10 minutes to shut everything down and reboot it, and so I just tried to go live again. It looks like we're actually here, so that's pretty comforting. Hello, Necessary. You weren't here on the first part of the show. Joy Love, welcome. And anyway, Elizabeth, I still owe you a reading because you put in a donation earlier this evening before the whole show crashed. Now, I don't believe this show was crashed by, I was not attacked or anything. I think it's just wear and tear. I'm running so many things simultaneously that the computer just is at it's no longer optimal anymore. Hello, Joy Love. All right, my love. You just got back. Hello, Elizabeth. Okay, so we can recover, we can salvage what is left of the show. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you, any of you who've just come back. Some of you don't need to because you've probably had your readings and you got other stuff to do. But that seriously freaked me out. I was just here doing the show, then everything went black. Everything just totally blacked out. I've never seen it before. It makes me anxious. It makes me anxious. Okay. So why don't we just jump in? This will be the last reading of the evening, and we'll just jump in and carry on where we left off. If you're okay with that, Elizabeth, I see that you are here. Okay, let's get over to the stage and let's do your reading. So when people check in with the channel, they're going to find that there's 2 videos for tonight. Actually, there's 3 because I had to make an apology video earlier. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really need to upgrade my computer system. It's good, and it served me very well for these years. But I'm at a point where I need a serious upgrade. Okay. Well, so there's a few of us here. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Alright, cards are well shuffled. Of course, Elizabeth, if you've been here enough times before to know what goes on, I'm going to do a totally blind reading for you. The idea is that you've got your invisible friends. I know you are guided and you are protected. I know sometimes you might not feel that, but I know for sure that you have very powerful angels near you and around you at all times. Sometimes it's so easy to forget because there's like, you don't see them all day, every day, like you would your hand or your watch or your friends or your apartment. Okay? Oh, Tina, you got back. Cool. All right. So let me just get on with the reading here for Elizabeth, and then we can all have a Sunday evening and get on with our lives. Let's have a look here. You know the routine, Elizabeth. This is just a diagnostics. I'm using the TarotLumination custom situational spread, and that's it. It's enough to get us started. All right, here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle things, okay? And let's have a look at surrounding influences. Of course, as often I'll use, more than often not, then I default to the planets. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles here. It feels to me like there's been a strong theme on money. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can handle it. I could handle it, but I need to get some water because I'm running pretty low. Actually, I've got this one. Okay, well, yeah, necessary. If you want a mini reading, that'll be fine. And you know, because we've gone to all this work to recapture the show. I didn't abandon the show. I left it. We had to reboot. It took me like, whatever it was, 10 minutes or something, but we figured it out. So anyway, Elizabeth, here we are. With the Seven of Pentacles here. To me, in my interpretation for now, tonight, it's an indication that you need to take a very close, very, let's say, thoughtful, responsible look at the details of your ongoing finances right now. I know things are very tight for a lot of people, and a lot of people in America, in fact across the world, are going through big changes financially. It's happening to countries, it's happening to America, it's happening everywhere in the world, and it's also happening with individual people, the individual, and that includes you, Elizabeth. So my feeling here is that, now remember, this is not you, it's not your energy, this is what's out there, and I think it's really good to take advantage of this. It would be an idea to, for example, if it's not me, but maybe find someone that you trust, where you feel comfortable and you're safe, where you feel okay to discuss like the details of your finances, so that if there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or nervous or anxious, it needs to be identified and, let's say, cleared up and organized so that you can make the best of your finances. There's nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with the finances here. It's just that to make the best of this energy, it would be the responsible, healthy thing to do would be to admit to oneself that there are things, let's pretend I'm Elizabeth, and there are things that concern me right now. I have this, and this much assets. So the question is, how do I optimize my finances? Like, should I be trimming down? Do I really need this or that or that or that? Is there something I need to let go of? Is there something I really need to clean up and organize and tidy up and reprioritize my finances so they are healthier and they are blooming and they are not obscured or obstructive or suppressed or repressed in any way, so that you're not living your most optimal life financially, okay? Okay. All right, let's have a look here. What's the situation itself? Okay, because you've been through an awful lot of stuff recently with health and finances and relocation and everything like that. I know we had a conversation recently, and it was sort of like having a reading, and you confided that you were not happy. You were feeling kind of down and depressed, and so on and so on. And, because we've been working together for years, you would have every reason to feel this or have this energy of grief in life right now. But you have to remember that this is a temporal thing, okay? So the problem is with the Five of Cups is that people feel that it's the end of the world. It's like misery. They get swamped. They're drowning in misery and suffering and all the pain from typically tragedies that have happened in our lives. And when we're in that frame of mind or body, heart, and soul, we're feeling typically a lot of pain. But again, this is temporal because life moves on. There is a river here. There is a new world on the other side. There's a bridge to get there. There's 5 cups that have spilled, and it's very painful, and it's very sad and tragic. But there are 2 cups that are full and rich right there for you. So the important thing, I feel, is to you in your own way, Elizabeth, you probably already know what I'm talking about, but I have to be diplomatic on these live shows. We don't want to just like swamp somebody with doom and gloom and misery just because there's the 5 of Cups. What I'm sensing here is that people get stuck at certain points in their life, and like misery can breed misery. And you can get to the point where you start to feel that this is never ending and it's perpetual and that's all there ever is. It's just like more misery followed by more misery. And you have had so many reasons to feel grief and sorrow because you've been hurt so many times, so badly by other people, and you don't deserve it. It could make you feel as though all your natural talents and gifts and resources that would normally trigger and look like abundance effectively got squashed and pushed over and overgrown in such a ways that you never really had a chance to, blossom into your full glory, okay? So it's understandable. So if you are feeling, let's say, pain, sorrow, grief, misery, sadness in your heart, it's understandable, but it's not the end of the world, okay? You are an extremely tenacious, resilient, powerful person deep on the inside. And it's just amazing how you have been able to live your life given what you've had to endure, okay? Let's have a look. What's the challenges here? Okay, so again, this could be a scary card in its own way. It could be that this is going to sound a little bit negative, but it could be that you might be a bit of a victim of your own fear at the moment. It's almost like this becomes what's called a negative feedback loop, and it feeds on itself. In other words, just one tiny fragment or memory or flashback to something that was very, very painful and miserable triggers the energy of fear, like, oh no, God, no, that can't happen again. I don't want to relive that. I don't want to go there. I don't deserve it. I don't feel it. And then that was horrible. It was so horrible. And there's so much energy that gets triggered by just one fearful flashback that fear takes over your whole essence, and you don't even know it's happening. And it creates a negative feedback loop where the fear feeds into the grief, and then the grief feeds into the fear, like, oh, I can't take it anymore. I'm so sad. I'm so depressed. And that triggers more fear, like, oh God, I hope it doesn't get worse, because I know how bad it can get. I don't want to go back that time. I don't want to go back farther and further, because that reminds me of the other bad things. Oh no, oh no. Okay? So it's such an easy mistake to get sucked into that negative feedback loop. It's so easy. You don't even know it's happening, because it feels just like never-ending pain and suffering. I guess the question is, how do we break the loop? Let's have a look. Aha! I told you. It's really simple, Elizabeth. You have to just remind yourself every now and again that you're freaking awesome, okay? In fact, you're so awesome that you really could be a speaker. You could be an inspirational speaker of some kind. You could be one of those women who pluck up the courage to tell their story and bring it to the world in such a way that all the other women who've been damaged and suffering in the ways that you have, they will see you as an inspiration. Like, oh my God, holy shit. If Elizabeth can live through that and shine like this and instill courage and passion and hope and recalibrate, rebuild herself despite all of this, then you become an inspiration for others. It's like you give other people who are suffering, you give them permission to feel good about themselves. Yeah, it's very, very powerful card for you, Elizabeth. This is a reminder of who you really are and how you really are. You've got this and you already know it. In fact, we've talked about this side of your nature and character before. Of course, it's so easy sometimes to, lose it. But this little mini reading here, I would say, is just a reminder, Elizabeth. Do not forget how awesome that you are, and how you don't know what the rest of your life is going to look like in detail. Anything could happen. You could end up being one of these inspirational speakers, or something with your words, with your writing, all that kind of stuff, where you bring hope to others. Okay? Yeah, amen, Joy Love. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to do one last reading tonight. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to shuffle up. I'll go over here, and we're going to read for Necessary Truth. Yay! Because it's necessary. Truth is necessary. We can't function without it. I need it. I don't like fake anything. All right, let's have a look over here. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for trusting yourself to my mini readings. I hope it helps. Calling in Chris. Here we go. Hee All right, hold on. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's have a look here. I feel like Chris is being very goofy at the moment. I'll try to describe the energy that I'm feeling. Hello, NT. So, I watch all sorts of content out there, including what I consider good news sources. And I don't know all their names, but there's a bunch of news anchors and hosts that I like Some of them might be on Fox or Newsmax, and there are others, and so on. But every now and again, I'm sure you've seen that, you find like a news anchor. They go off the script. They go goofy. They kind of start, especially if it's like one of those news anchor shows where they're having a discussion with another guest or something like that. And there's perhaps 2 or 3 anchors and a guest. And then the anchors start turning on each other like, huh? What? Huh? What? Oh, yeah, well. And they do this like improvised, goofy, impromptu stuff. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm sensing here, is that your wonderful invisible friend Chris is in full spirit mode. And he was already kind of doing these goofy things like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. Are we going to do this, TL? Oh, I don't know. Are we going to do this, TL? Yeah, we can. Oh, we just got invited. My human invited me. I'm Chris. There's NT. I'm her human. Okay. I just wanted everybody to know that. I'm here, and I'm going to do everything I can for my human. And that's the sort of vibe that I'm getting right now. Goofy but good. Okay? Let's have a look. Hello, Path. Thanks for dropping back in again. Sorry about the collapse of the show. It was really disturbing. All right, let's have a look. Now, cards are well shuffled. Let's just dive in, shall we? Yeah, Mars is at pretty much 0 degrees Leo right now, so it's very, very, very strong. And it's opposing Mars on the cusp, literally 0 Aquarius, 29.99 degrees Capricorn, cusp. So it's very, very, very strong. What do you do with all of that? Good question. That's why we do these readings. Thank you for understanding. All right, let's have a look here. What's going on, NT? Let's have a look here. Ugh. All right, here's the situation. Here's some challenges, village challenges, or a challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. Let's have a look at external influences. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Woo! Oh boy. Well, with the Eight of Wands here, it makes me feel like we're talking about Mars in Leo, 0 degrees right now. What I'm suggesting, okay, dear necessary, is that just be careful. At this cusp point here, there's a lot of volatility. Mars opposite Pluto, that's a tremendous amount of combustible energy that's really pent up. And what do you do with it? And it will find it. Let's see. How do I say it? It's like, it's such a powerful energy field that it's almost too much. And so it's like compressed energy, like, oh God, I better hold on to this, otherwise it's going to explode. I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. But, oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, okay, that's a good idea. So the question is, what do you do with that energy? It's very much about creative self-expression. Think about Leo. It's about having fun. It's about taking risks. It's about it being exciting, passionate, whatever that looks like in your life, okay? And it's that energy field, but it's also got a lot of like rocket fuel that goes with it. And it's almost like so much you got to be careful. You don't want to get in trouble. Right now, the moon is just hovering on a cusp over here, entering Cancer. So that's a very, very delicate, sensitive time, depending on where that Cancer is in your chart for the next 2.5 days. But eventually, the moon is going to go from here to here. So you're going to have the moon conjoined with Mars in Leo. Mars will be there for about, 2.5 months? Something like that. But the moon will be there for about 2.5 days. So, to me, it makes me feel like with the Eight of Wands here, there's this like during the week ahead for you. Yeah, it's like, well, you said it right there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, for sure. But it's almost like you got to be a little careful because to me, it looks like there's so much energy at your disposal, and it looks very like fun. Let's say appropriate, healthy, exciting energy, passionate release of energy for you, invigorating, fun, exciting. I think I said fun. It's almost like I almost feel like I'm a parent at the moment. I almost feel like I'm a parent, like, dear Necessary, you're such a wonderful person. We all love you so, so much. You're a natural gifted psychic medium. You do this, you do that. You've done spontaneous readings for everybody else on this channel. Even while I'm doing a reading, you're doing a reading over there for guests and whatever. It's wonderful. All I'm suggesting right now is we're heading into a little chapter where things could get very frothy, and we don't want you to get into trouble. It's almost like, when a parent says to their teenager child, like, listen, we know you can't help yourself. You've got to go out and have fun with your friends and party, but please don't take too many drugs. Don't have too much sex with bad people. Don't get into too much trouble with booze and getting lost or deranged somewhere or falling into the wrong clique. Okay? I'm just warning you. And of course, you're looking at your parent going like, I'm going to be just fine. Leave me alone. I want to go have fun. And I'm just saying, pretend I'm like Uncle TL. Have fun. Have fun. Do a lot of really cool, creative, fun, exciting things. Just be careful. Don't get into trouble. Please don't get into trouble. All right? There you go. Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's have a look. What's the situation? Aha! New starts and new beginnings. Well, we just had the Taurus new moon. It's very interesting because we just had the Taurus new moon just as the sun slips into Gemini the day later. And Mars is slipping into Leo. So, again, it's a time of shift changes. And so with the Two of Wands here, my feeling is like when you're setting out on a journey, or you're planning the week ahead, or the month ahead, or the year ahead. If you think of it as a journey, an exciting journey, you remember you had all those scary stories about your cars or something? My God, if you want to share your car stories on the screen, please help yourself. I know maybe you don't want to, but it's like life is there. You want to have it. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy it. If you think of your body as the physical vehicle of life, you don't want to overdo it or wear it out or burn it up or anything like that. And instead of just going off all wild and crazy and just having spontaneous, amazing, awesome fun, it's better to plan things. Capture all this wonderful, benevolent energy. Let's just say it's Mars and Leo and all that good stuff. And let's plan something, okay? And Chris is right there, like, come on, NT, we can do this. Let's plan it out. Let's plan something. Maybe you're not very good at planning. I don't know necessarily. Maybe you like things to be spontaneous or have, fixed patterns. But it's also very exciting to just go off and do wild stuff without any planning. But with the Two of Wands here, my feeling is that it's very, very important that you really, really think ahead. You really, really plan ahead. Take all your energy as you know it. Like, what do you do with all your time in the day? What do you do with all your energy? What do you do with the relationships, the people in your life, work environments, friends and family? What exactly are you going to do with all that stuff? It might be that you've been living way too much on autopilot, and life has been on a certain, regulated path and a pattern. But as you've noticed, there's been a lot of upheaval lately. And that's maybe like a wake-up call, like, hey, wake up, people. Life is changing. We're on this monumental cusp vibe here. It's a lot of change. Okay? So you got to roll with it. A lot of big shifts. I know a couple of people where there's a lot of change happening in their life at multiple layers very, very quickly right now. So in your own way, I believe it will be the same for you. So the question is, let's be aware that it's there. Let's seize and grab all the energy, but you can't run around with it like a crazy 5-year-old who had too much candy or too much sugar. You can't be like a crazy teenager who had too much Coca-Cola or their first thing of cocaine or something like that. Or you can't run around like you just had 5 energy drinks or Red Bulls. That's not allowed. In fact, if anything, it's just the opposite. What you need is very, very mellow, conscientious planning about what exactly to do with your energy. Let's see, what's the problem here? Maybe you don't like planning things out. Maybe you like to just go wild and have fun. Let's have a look. What's the challenges here? Oh, okay. So to me it makes me feel like maybe, I don't know, I don't really like talking about this. Maybe it's something to do with romance. Like, it would be nice if things could be fixed in the world of romance. It would be so, so nice so that it isn't like a lingering problem. Like if there's new horizons opening up for you, what does that look like? Would you be fearful? And are you prepared? Are you in the right frame of mind? Because you know how I talk about be loving, be loved. And of course, a lot of people don't want to work that way. They want to be loved first so that they can feel that they are loved. And then, once I'm assured that I'm loved, then I can be loving. And the problem is, it has to be flipped around. In other words, oh my God, does this mean that I am going to have to, because you're already a very naturally loving person by nature. If you're a psychic medium as a default setting, and you are naturally gifted with, the clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience that goes with it, that's an incredible power, incredibly valuable gift, and you are a very, very fun-loving person. You like to be happy. Damn, that stinks sigh. No more Red Bulls for Nikki. Oh, no! Oh, God, maybe we touched a nerve here. Ouch. It makes me feel like, okay, so with the Knight of Cups here, it makes me feel like, oh no, are you telling me TL, that I have to go back to absolute basics again? Oh no. Does that mean like I forgot the whole like operating system? It's so simple. Be loving, be loved. The question is, what constitutes be loving? What does that look like? Then you have to kind of remind yourself, oh God, what does that look like to be loving? A lot of that includes self-respect. Love thyself, number one. So that you're not, your self-love is not contingent on being loved by someone else. That's like a recipe for disaster. That can be a recipe for quicksand, a recipe for disappointment, failure, loss, grief, misery. And instead you go back to, oh God, why did I get this reading? I know all this stuff, TL. Why am I even, oh God, I should know this. Oh gosh, it's like, does this mean I have to go back to scratch? Now remember, Mars and Leo can be a very passionate energy, expressive of love. Oh, I love you. I love this. I want to do this. I want to do that. Hey, do you want to go out with me? Do you want to have some fun? You want to go there, do that? That would be a loving gesture. It might be scary to do that because what about the fear of rejection? What happens if you feel very loving towards someone or something or an activity, or like you want something you want to do, like a pet, like, oh, I want another pet. I want another pet. Oh, I shouldn't do that. It's too much work or whatever. Or I wish that somebody would love me in the way that I want to be loved. Or I wish I could love in the way that I know I should love. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I don't see this as a very serious problem, except that it's almost like a wake-up call, like, duh. It's so obvious. Duh. Be loving, be loved. Means I'm the one who has to bring it on. Oh no. It doesn't mean you go, it doesn't mean you become a female, you don't become a predator, hunting for love or all that. All I'm suggesting is that you radiate love, and then you become a magnet, an antenna, and then accordingly you, through the laws of attraction, you attract love to you. And of course you know all that. Anyway, how are we going to move forward? Aha. Very, very, very simple. Start from scratch. Okay, if it means, really what you're saying here, if it means, number one, no more Red Bulls, it's going to be very hard. I have to tell you, necessary truth. If you are a Red Bull junkie, it's not the easiest thing in the world to drop that stuff. So you might have to wean yourself off of it gently. If you're chugging several Red Bulls a day, oh, that has to stop. You have to wean yourself off gently, 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 to the point where, I don't know. You pop one open, you have a sip, then you put it in the fridge. You let some of the fizz die off. You take another sip a little bit later, and it's not so great because the fizz died off. And by the time you've been really, really prudent with yourself, you've got the last third of the can, and you decide, this sucks. It doesn't have any fizz or spark anymore. It's just thick, hyper-caffeinated syrup. Forget it. So if you can get to that point where you can just survive on maybe a half a Red Bull, then please get yourself there. Multiple Red Bulls, that has to stop. Anyway, going forward, recalibrate, remind yourself that, you know exactly what we were talking about here, but go back to the reminder that what really counts, it's the Empress energy, of course, You're already gorgeous in your own way, and you are fully ready, willing, and able and deserving to be loved. You might be feeling a bit shy. Maybe you're undeserving. Maybe you have doubts, or just even the slightest doubts about your own gorgeous, beautiful awesomeness. But this card, I think, is just a reminder just to sort of take a, take an unbiased look and just basically remind yourself, wow, you know what? I really am that awesome. In fact, I'm absolutely freaking gorgeous. I am just the epitome of beauty and womanhood. And then you kind of look at yourself, you know what? It's true. Yeah, that's it. And then you carry that way. There's no narcissism here. There's no egomania here. And there's nothing like that. It's just an acknowledgement of your own awesome femininity. Okay? And let that do the work for you. You don't have to push it. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to dose yourself up to receive it. None of that stuff. Whew! What a crazy reading, huh? Hold on. I'm just... Okay, I'm getting something from Chris. And the message is something like this. It's like, hey TL, I gotta tell you something. I've been wanting to tell her all of that for a long time. But I frankly have never had the nerve, because I think she might stop liking me or something. Or maybe she'll diss me or get rid of me as her invisible friend. And then I'm like, wow. Okay, Chris. And then, so TL, I'm really glad you did that, because honestly, she needed to hear that. If I did that, I don't know if it would work. So anyway, I hope that makes sense for you. I think over here, I think Chris is very pleased. And he feels very much like, oh, we did a great job. Because that reading could have gone very badly because of the delicacy. How do you convey that message without like hurting your feelings or hurting the ego or hurting your femininity? But I think we nailed it. I think we did a pretty good job there. Alrighty. Alright, that's it, folks. I'm going to sign out of here really, really fast, because we've been here for 3 hours and we've covered a lot of territory. Thank you for all your kindness, donations, and generosity. It's been wonderful. I'm just going to stop the stream here. And I guess I'm going to have to do some filler, because the show is it's over right now. But again, I'm testing things, because I don't want the last part of your reading to be sliced off, because the YouTube system has such a huge delay. I've noticed that it can cut off before your reading's even done. Okay, so I'm really, really stretching out the ending of the show. I'll put on a little tiny bit of music, and I can walk away, and then when the music goes, I'll just shut it down. Okay, how about that? Okay.